All right. We're going to work on the Frayer model because you're in 10th grade and you need to know certain words that are arts, literacy, common vocabulary words. And using the Frayer model, I want you to draw a square, a pretty big square, and put a circle in the middle so it'll look like this. Now, if you need more room, we can always have you right below, because ordinarily you probably want to make it bigger. All right, so in the middle is our first word. The word is bias, B-I-A-S. And do you know what that word means? The word bias? Have you heard that word before?
It's an opinion leaning towards one side.
That sounds pretty good. So the first part is definition in your own words. So right here you would write that definition you just told me, because that's in your own words. That's really good. And then on the other corner would be facts or characteristics about that word.
Like what?
The word bias, like what would be a fact you could say about a bias, or maybe
Like
a
a quote?
characteristic, or maybe a characteristic of a bias. Do you know what a characteristic?
An example?
That would be later on. We're doing an example. But characteristics, if you're telling the characteristics of something, like if I have this pencil, what are the characteristics of this pencil?
It's black.
It's black. It's about how long? Would you say about 6 inches long? It's waxy. Those are characteristics to describe it. So what would you use to describe the word bias?
Short. 4 letters.
Maybe we'll go back to that one. All right, give me an example of a bias. That's in this corner.
Bias is, you can use it in mathematics.
Okay, you can write that down. Is there other ways, other examples of a bias that someone that could happen?
In court.
Okay, that's a good one. Now, could you give me a non-example of a bias? Because you said that's an opinion.
Equality.
Equality.
same
Very
thing.
good. Equality. That would be sort of like a antonym, an opposite or non-example. Now, going back to facts and characteristics, a characteristic of a bias would be showing, a characteristic would be, describing it, or a fact about a bias. Like, is there any time in history that a bias, maybe somebody showed a bias, or fact about it?
I'm not sure.
All right, well, thank you for working on this Frayer model with me, and maybe we'll do this again sometime.